I am Claudia with Pivotal Peace, and I help you create peace instead of pieces. So, today is what to expect when you go to divorce court, like what to expect when you're expecting a divorce. So, you've got this notice that comes in the mail, or maybe at your attorney's office, and you find out you have this divorce hearing. We're talking about a hearing today, not a trial, because it is very likely that if you go the court route, you're going to be up in there a lot for a hearing. If you end up doing a trial, that's at the very, very, very end. So we're going to talk about a hearing because more people, these is my notes, more people are going to be going to a hearing than a trial. And listen, most divorce cases settle out of court. Some people, um, they're really difficult, and so they try to game the system. So it's, even though you're being cooperative, they are being sneaky and hiding things, and so you may be in court a lot more, and you may actually need to go to trial until the judge realizes this fool's a liar. Most cases don't get to that point, and I hope that you do not have that type of case where it is just so contentious and somebody's hiding and lying. But we're going to talk about the average case today. Now, I need to tell you this. Most people who work with mediators, me and many of my colleagues, from start to finish, don't have to step foot in a court. Some states, you still have to step foot in a court, even if you do a mediated divorce. But in California, if everything is cool, you can not go to court. And that's awesome. Okay. Because you don't have to figure out where to go through security checks, metal detectors, be scanned to death, pay for parking, not sure where you need to go, get the wrong floor. You don't have to do any of that. Okay. But if you might have to still go to court because what if you are working together, but things are stalling? You may have to go to court. So here's what you can expect when you go to a trial, I'm sorry, when you go to court for your hearing, expect that the judge is going to order on temporary items, temporary child support, temporary spousal support, temporary custody orders. Maybe they're going to make a temporary order about who's paying the car insurance or who's covering medical expenses. These are temporary issues. It's like a band aid. Okay. And depending on how bad things are, it could be a band aid on an amputated arm. That's not going to fix nothing. Most of the times, it's just a band aid on a cut. Now, ideally, when you have that band aid put on, when the judge gives you some temporary rulings, that can become the foundation and a place for you to work from outside of court to reach a settlement. And then you never have to go back to court. The other thing that happens in the hearing is scheduling. It's a lot of back and forth. If you have an attorney, there's a lot of scheduling between the judge and your attorney, or they're just going to pick a date. Now, this date is a future date. Let me tell you a secret about courts. They don't want you to come. They want you to come if you need to come, but if you've got your I almost cursed. If you got your stuff done, they don't need you to come. They would much rather you stay your butt out of court because everything is settled. Great. You had one hearing with me, the judge, and then you guys worked things out in one of your attorney's office, or you found a mediator and you solved things. Oh, let me sign that. Okay, bye. Hope I never see you again. And I mean that with fondness and kindness. You just lightened my caseload. That is what judges want because courts are impacted. Okay, so if you have an attorney, expect the judge to do a lot of talking to your attorney. They may direct questions to you, but most of the talking is going to be with your attorney. If you're in pro per, meaning you are representing yourself, then you'll be talking to the judge. It's a judge. You got to be like, you have to have your game face on. You need to be respectful. Don't use profanity, right? Like I almost did. This is not a chit chat or an everyday conversation. This is a judge. You don't use profanity. Speaking of which, this is a judge. So you're going to have to show respect because they have the ability to order. Yes, of course, if they don't like you and they rule against you, their rulings could get thrown out, but that's going to take some time. So just be respectful. Well, maybe I don't have to be respectful because they're just up there in a black robe. Don't make things more difficult for yourself. Just be respectful because judges will respect you. They're not jerks. They're going to respect you. But if you're a jerk, they're going to be a jerk back to you. Okay. So, you know, be nice. The other thing is this is court. It is not a play date. It is not a club. Okay. This is like I'm going to dress going to church or temple or the mosque, or I'm going to dress for a day at work, a business day, a suit and a tie, a dress, nice slacks. This is not cocktail attire. This is not a flirty. I'm gonna meet my next husband. Maybe it's gonna be the bailiff. It's not that. It's not like, oh, my new lady, she really like this cologne. No, it's none of that. We are professional and we are dressing appropriately. So we're showing respect to the court, and the judge is the court. Okay. So whether you like these things or not, these are all things to help you think about how can I put my best foot forward? It's about body language and it's about appearance. So go shopping. Spend a little bit of money. And if you can't go shopping in your wardrobe, go shopping in your friend's ward in your friend's closet and find something respectable and presentable to wear. Expect your judge to have divided attention. So not only are they talking to you and watching your case, they are monitoring everything that's happening in the courtroom. So if they know that someone has a restraining order, they're gonna be like, excuse me, wait, stop, stop, stop. Why are you sitting next to her? You have a restraining order. Get to the other side of the courtroom. I kid you not. I kid you not. I saw that happen. And it moved to the other side of the courtroom. And I don't know what was happening. The guy was sitting right next to her in court, just whispering, whispering, whispering. It's court. Shut up. Be quiet. Whispering, 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 whispering. And finally, the judge was annoyed and was like, dude, get on the other side of the courtroom. This is not appropriate. So his attention, I'm sorry, it wasn't a he, it was a she. She, the judge's attention was distracted. And she had to move someone to the other side of the courtroom. So expect them to not have, you're not going to have their full attention because they're watching everything that's happening in that courtroom. Expect that people are going to cut in line. They're going to cut in line. They're going to be like, "Oh no, judge, clerk, these are my pressing matters of why I need to be front in line." So the judge, the court may have this docket of who is going next, but people will cut in line. And you know what really sucks is when you are sitting there with your attorney and people are cutting in line in front of you, and the clerk, either the clerk doesn't care, the clerk doesn't like your attorney, or somebody's made a really good case, but people who are in pro per, they've taken the day off work, but they are not paying lawyer fees, they jump ahead of you. So you're sitting there all morning and your case doesn't get called. And go to lunch, and then after lunch, your case still doesn't get called. You've taken a day off work, you've paid for parking, you've had to go get lunch, and you're paying your attorney a couple $1,000s to sit there and wait for your case to be called. Just prepare for it. If you're lucky, you'll be called right away, but you never know how those things are going to go. Your judge is going to make a ruling on important matters. So you're going to be prepared to present your case. And you need to know you don't have a lot of time because there's a lot of people who need to tell all their drama to the judge. And they don't know the full story. They don't know what a horrible person you are or aren't. They don't know what a horrible or a great parent you are or aren't. They don't know these things. So they're going to make a ruling off of what they hear and what they see. And it is what it is. It's a temporary ruling. So yeah, eventually you can go to trial, but it's going to be a while to get back on that calendar. So a judge is making these decisions and they don't know you. Now, before, at least in California, before you can even get to see the judge for your hearing, if you have children, you have to go to mediation. But it's not with a private mediator with like me. It's with somebody in the courthouse who works in the courthouse who has been titled a mediator. But that does not necessarily mean that they are trained as a mediator. They may have a child psychology background, which is incredibly useful, but they may not have the training and skills that a mediator has. So just expect that when you go. You're working with somebody who has the title of a mediator, but maybe they don't have all of the training of a mediator. The other thing is in California, depending on your court, your county, it could be a recommending county or non-recommending county. So if you're, for example, in LA County, it's a non-recommending county. So you can go to mediation, you don't agree, the mediator doesn't tell the judge anything, and you go to the judge for your scheduled hearing, and the judge makes a decision. But if you're in another county, I don't know off the top of my head, I believe Riverside might be a recommending county. You need to Google that. Um, you could sit there before the mediator and you don't decide. The mediator is going to write notes and tell the judge what they think custody should be. So you need to know the county you're in before you even try to go to court. So you do not want to miss your day in court. People miss their day in court all the time. This is how you don't miss your day in court. You check the online docket. Most counties have online dockets. You will need your court number, your case number. It'll be like the year, so 23, and then usually FL for family law. Then maybe some abbreviation for your court, like SMK for Stanley Mosque, and then some digits, some 4 or 5 digits after that for your case number. Every county has their own way that they number the case numbers, but you need that case number. It'll come back on your file paperwork. But here's the kicker. Some counties, like Sacramento, it's a secret. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they don't believe in the internet in Sacramento. I don't know, but there is no court docket for Sacramento. You don't know what's going to happen. So check your mail. If you cannot find a court docket for your county, you better be checking the mail. You better be calling the clerk. You better get yourself down there to the self-help center and see when is your hearing scheduled. And sometimes they get rescheduled, so you need to stay up on that. Let me see if I didn't miss anything. Be prepared to take like a whole day off of work. Court doesn't have to be scary. It's just a big, long day of procedures. So it's going to take you all day to get 15, 20 minutes if you're lucky in front of a judge. So if you don't have to, don't go to court. Try to settle everything you possibly can outside of court. You will make the judge's life easier. You will make your life easier. And here's the most important part. Yeah, you're ending your marital relationship, but you're ending it in a different way. You're not ending it by having somebody watch you kind of duke it out and settle it between you. You guys are working together with someone who's helping you negotiate and work out on things together. And you are building a foundation for your future of we can problem solve together and fix things together. That's the way to go. That's the way to begin to have a good post-divorce relationship. Okay, I'm Claudia. Have a great day. Stay out of court. But if you can't, get yourself ready. Be prepared. Look nice. Be on time. Be respectful. Say a prayer. Have a great day.